Hello and welcome to Rallycross GT. If you're a car fan and you're visiting Japan, here's something very unique for your trip. Let me introduce you to Ichioku Tours. They're a company that allows you to rent Japanese sports cars to drive them around Tokyo. I will be testing one of these 1989 Inus Roadsters, but they also have other JDM cars available to rent. Shall we go? This is a really unique way of exploring the city from a different angle. All you need for this is an international driving permit or a valid Japanese driver's license. Ichioku Tours offers a number of predefined routes which take you around some of Tokyo's most famous neighborhoods. But you can also simply rent the car and drive it around by yourself. If you need to use the navigation system while driving, but you don't want to use your mobile data, you can rent a pocket Wi-Fi for a small extra charge. You can also rent an ETC card, which is a must if you want to drive on the expressways. Most cars come equipped with air conditioner, Bluetooth speakers, and a dash cam. They also offer emergency phone support in case you have any trouble while driving. I will leave Ichioku Tours details in the video description below, so you can check out their website and follow them on social media. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's it for today's ride. See you next time. Good morning everyone, welcome to Rallycross GT. It's now round 5 of the spring series and we are in Sardegna Windmills. Only off-road round of this season, the second ever off-road round in Rallycross GT history. We've been here before, back in GT Sports about 2 years ago in season 2, and Tricky Vic took the way there. Can he do it again today? Let's see. We're on board here with Ricardo Pickles in the KTM XBow, crossbow, whatever way you prefer to call it. It's beautiful to see this car on board like this on this track. Suspension work, Pickles spinning. Beautiful to see that. Drivers here are warming up. So this car is middle engine rear traction. It's a very difficult car to handle here off-road, so these guys, they're all absolute champions for being here. I can see actually Robe is also rocking a brand new livery, purple orange, and with some black as well, looking very good. All dressed up especially for this. He's not gonna have great memories of this race back from season 2, where he had an incident with then champion Duke Lion in this race, and both ended up spinning at the start of race. And then he had to chase Vic, but Vic ended up coming in at the top. Back then we were racing rally cars, 4-wheel drives, so easier to control than these machines here. Oni-chan, he is also back, driving with a VR headset. I have no idea how good he is on dirt, to be honest, so I'm curious to see how he's going to perform today. Our good old friend Evil Melon, he's back as well, missed out last week with severe back pain. I hope he's feeling better. Should be, but I hope these jumps here don't take too much on his back. And he's more used to doing this kind of thing in the snow, so he lives quite a cold place in the US. Every time it snows there, he gets his snowmobile, goes out to do some trials. Maybe he does that off-road as well, just never really bragged about it as much. Tricky Vic, Master of Earth. If you watched yesterday's streams, you know what I'm talking about. If not, don't worry, we will have the replay uploaded on YouTube very soon. We were hosting the Master of Elements challenge yesterday with Just the Atom, a very popular streamer here from New Zealand. Vic was also taking part in it, and actually against OCE top speed drivers. These are the preparations for round 5 of Rallycross GT Spring Series here in Sardegna Windmills. Robe with a 21 time so far. Looking to go quicker there. Let's see. Just a little bit over. It's a big shame that some of my Japanese friends, rally specialists, were unable to join today. May not have mentioned it before, but I've been invited to be part of this rally group in Gran Turismo, team Drunken Performance. It's mainly led by a couple of Japanese drivers. They are all top 10, top 5 in all the time trials in all off-road events that you have in Gran Turismo. whether it's a time trial. Oh, look at Robey spinning. Whether it's time trial, whether it's the license tests or circuit experience, they're top 10, top 5, top 3 even in every single one of those. So unfortunately, they cannot join this morning, but they were showing me the times that they were doing with the KTM and the Mini. And it's a good thing for these regulars that they are not here, because they are seriously fast. Nicole11 joining here in the chat. Good morning all, looking forward to watching this one. Yes, it's gonna get dirty. Vic improving his time a little bit there in sector 1. So it's only 7/10 off the back of Robey. Then we have everyone else. In the KTM division, it's going to be really tough for these guys. While the Mini VGT, maybe not so much. As a four-wheel drive car, I think they might be able to handle that a little bit better. And it's more like a regular rally car. If you guys watch real Rallycross, you may have heard of cross karts. Cross karts is the craziest thing ever. It's kind of resembles the KTM here. Lose sense of resemblance. But they also have a roll cage. Those things, they rev up to almost like 15,000 plus RPM, and they are absolute beasts. The suspension travel on those things is much like double of this KTM, and they are fast. And yeah, doing Rallycross or even rally on those things, you know, hats off to those guys. Bungie here saying hello to the wall. Struggling a little bit with the KTM, like pretty much everyone else that is not Robey or Vic here in this grid. We seem to have most of the drivers potentially done joining as well. Let me just ask here as well. I haven't heard from Don today, so I don't know if he's going to join. If he does, we're going to have 7 drivers. No, if not, we have the usual 6 men here with a KTM. Got another 5 minutes before we start. Let's take the car for a spin, shall we? So the cars are pretty much stock here. To get a braking point for turn 1 there. I have no problem with the drifting of this car. The biggest problem is braking. It's the amount of inputs that you have to do to keep this car going straight here. Laughing at those guys there for hitting the wall. Not doing much better, am I? Oh, Onichan just passing there. Also another small challenge that we're racing this track in reverse. Most people only race particular tracks in the normal direction. So putting this in reverse adds another layer to the difficulty of this. Big slide here in this corner. Beautiful. 4th gear all the way. 4th gear going up as well. Small jump again. I think 4th gear is the thing for this car. You don't really need 6. Braking here near the Sardegna mark. Not doing too bad there with the purple sector in sector 1. Let's see if I can keep that up. Next one as well. Losing a little bit. Oh no, it's gonna cost me a lot of time. A lot of time. I don't know when to turn this one either. I just see where I would put myself against these guys. Oh no, missed the entry here, and then the car really understeers. Just making a fool of myself here. There saying hello, I'm right behind you, get out of my way. Quick tip for those guys, if you're in the broadcast and listening to this, just touch the brakes before the jump. It makes a huge difference in keeping the car from completely unsettling itself. I would be last, but that's because of spun. I'm not that bad. Oh no! Not the perfect entry that I was expecting, but that was much better than the previous lap. There are a couple of onboard laps with me. Let's see the time. How off pace I am. Still in P6. That's awful. I was expecting more from myself. I'm embarrassed. I'm gonna go back to broadcasting because that's what I can do better. Funchy in the chat. I really want to sell the KTM again. Not for me compared to the Mini. No worries, mate. You can still race both divisions and score points on both. It's 9 o'clock now, we are going to start. So as you can see, Funchy, you're not the only one struggling. I was doing awful as well, and I'm kind of good at rally. I think you can gain or lose a lot of time, especially on those jumps on the back straight, if you can call that a straight. Right, notification that we're about to start has been given. Let's go. Qualification about to start. Welcome to Rallycross GT. Qualification for Heat 1 here in Sardegna is about to start. All drivers coming out of the pits. They have 5 minutes to set the best time in this race. See, you can hear the horns there. Some people having fun already. I bet that's Melon. I know Melon loves sounding the horn during the race. It's a good way to distract other drivers. You can see the light is a little bit down here. It's because we're starting very early morning here in game time. I think it's called late morning. I think that would be 7 a.m. Bunch of saying in the chat, yeah, even this new physics, the KTM's try to drain me more energy, trying to counter steer 24/7 corners. To be fair, mate, to me that's the beauty of driving off-road, is having to fight to keep the car on track. I really enjoy that, but I'm on controller. Maybe it's a lot easier. Speaking of which, one of my top Japanese friends that was just testing out the car yesterday, he said that he could not drive this car on the wheel. He had to go back to the controller to drive, and he was doing a 119 with this car. 119, just for reference. Robe was doing 121 in practice earlier. Like I said, good thing that the Japanese guys could not attend the race, because they would absolutely smash it. You see Malon coming across the finish line. I think Funchy is happy starting from the pits there. It's going to be sitting there tidy. Pickles and Oni-chan, both on the VR headset, going side by side here. Oni-chan managed to get past him through the S's. Here through the jumps. We call that a back straight, but it's not straight at all. So getting the timing for the corner, especially this one after the arch there, that right-handed here, it's really challenging. But if you can nail that, you can save, you can gain a lot of time. Going a little bit too loose there and too wide, allowing Pickles to get past. Pickles losing the car a little bit, goes wide, and this is just practice, guys. They're going for it. Oni-chan back in front as they come to cross the finish line. Oni-chan's going to improve a little bit. Tricky Vic with a 120, looking very good there, Vic, with a time of 120. As close to the OP Japanese guys. They would be proud to see that. Maybe Vic gets invited to Team Drunken Performance as well, who knows. And Coach Robe with a 121. Going purple now. So it looks like we're gonna have a nice battle in our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Robe has found a match here for off-road racing. Very nice to see that. Pickles and Oni-chan, they are quite close. They have 1.5 seconds there in terms of lap time, but they were overtaking each other during the qualification. Very good slide there from Oni-chan. Malon going over the jumps there as well. Very, very tidy. I'm not sure how much his real life experience in with the snowmobiles will help here in this dirt track. It's very important to keep the car straight while jumping, otherwise you can completely lose control. Very, very tidy. I was in 5th gear though. I was doing that in 4th. I find it easier to control. Maybe that's why I was losing so much time, perhaps. Oh, look at Robe responding with that 1:19.990. Very, very good time from the coach. Where is Vic now? He's coming across the left-hander in the back straight. Gonna go over the sector. Is he going purple? Very straight there over the jump. Not purple. Lost a little bit of time there, sliding. Very, very interesting. Oni-chan losing the car a little bit there after the jumps as well. He's in 3rd place at the moment, with Malon complaining that he was a bit rusty because he has not logged into the game for 8 days. Oh, doing a 360 there, Malon. Goes back to the pits. He's in P4. Malon's in P4. He's ahead of Ricardo Picles, who's seriously struggling here with the car. Punchy just sets a time at 33. Pickles coming across the finish line now. He's going to improve his time. 23, 24. The 24, he beats Malon by a half a second. Pickles beats Malon by half a second. Very, very good qualification here from these guys, but the battle up front is going to be between Vic and Robe, because that 7/10 there is not a lot. We're waiting, I think, just for Melon there. Melon's still in the pits, so we're waiting for the countdown. Let's just see if we can see the timer. Oh, that was it. Good stuff. Let me just give a notification here. So just notifying everybody, there's no Joker laps today. No need to go to the pits. Just waiting for the thumbs up from them. While we look at the standings, Coach Robe with a 1:19.990. Very, very good time from the coach. Breaking the 120 barrier. Tricky Vic with a 120. 127.85, Onichan 23.8. Pickles and Melon both in the 24s, quite close there. I think I did 27, wasn't it? Still way out of pace. Punchy with a 33, but I know he will be able to improve that throughout the race. Punchy saying that he misses the Joker lap rules. Yeah, I miss them as well, but it doesn't suit here the sprint series. Everybody seems to be ready. Let's go. We are ready to start with a Heat 1 here in Sardegna Windmills. Coach Robe with the pole position is a standing start. They do not have a lot of traction here in the dirt. Let's see how they go. Red lights going on. Robe started in second gear. Here they go. No jump starts for anyone. It's a very good start from Robe in second gear. Oh no, the keyboard now is not working properly. What have they done in this last update, PD? Big sliding a little bit there. In turn 1, loses a position but recovers. He needs to try and stay as close as possible to Robe during this first few laps. We see someone spinning there at the back, a purple car, that's Pickles. Pickles spinning a little bit, nudges the wall. Back there to Vic. He's just 1 second behind Robe. Looks like it's only number 2 that is causing problems in the keyboard. I'm just gonna avoid looking at Vic. Right behind. Sliding. Keeping very close. Look at what these guys can see here in first person. It's a lot of dust. Actually, the trail is not as big because they have the tailwind now. But when they turn around and you have a headwind, the dust trail becomes a lot longer. Oh, Onichan really struggling. They're wrestling with the car. And as Coach Robe holding on to the lead, followed by Tricky Vic. Onichan is the first lap only still. Ricardo Pickles goes up 2P further. Look at Funchy and Melon having a fight there. Melon sideways over the jump. What happened there? We see Melon in the wall. I think he lost control over the jump. He's complaining that this car does not like jumps. Let's see. From further back, even Funchy coming super close on the straights. Just jumped a little bit sideways and then could not bring the car back. Ended up doing a bit more than a 360. Now we have the clock there on top. That's good stuff. Just give a gentle nudge on the brakes before the jump. It helps helps stabilize the car, especially the front of the car before jumping. Roubaix with a 19.6 is going even quicker. I did say it was 19 that the Japanese guys was doing. I'm gonna check that again later. I think it might have been 17. I'm gonna send that on Discord later on, because those guys were like absolutely smashing it. Vic only 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds behind. Is not too bad. Remember that Vic's native division is the minis, but he's doing quite well here in the KTMs as well. We're allowing drivers to take part in both divisions this time, and they will qualify to the super final, to their best standing division. So Vic, for example, he's racing in both. If he qualifies better with the Mini, that's gonna be his main car in the super final. If he qualifies better than KTM is gonna be his main car in the super final. Oni-chan clocking 22.9 there in the last lap. Good car control, but just needs a little bit more speed. Very good car control, by the way. It's completely different to slide with the wheel. You can see the front wheel points to the other direction while they are counter steering. It looks much better on the wheel. It's more sustained than with the controller. That it keeps flicking. Ooh, further back here we have Melon now in P5. Funchy probably spun somewhere. Like Melon almost did now. If you guys watched yesterday's streams, the Master of the Elements, we were racing here in Sardegna, regular direction, not the reverse like today, with trucks, and it was a hell of a race, and a lot of people, they were properly suffering with the trucks, which are 4-wheel drive. Max power trucks, Tundra and Ford Raptor. So if these guys are racing here with the KTMs, they should not be ashamed at all, because if top Australian and New Zealand drivers still struggle with a 4-wheel drive truck, you're allowed to struggle with this thing here that you're using the KTM. Punchy did a 130 there. Like I said, he would improve from qualification. That's 3 seconds better than his qualifying time. Just missing a livery on that car. See, he's catching up with Melon actually. Catching up with Melon. Melon goes wide. They're gonna make contact. Melon almost spins. They managed to avoid contact. Now Melon is back in P6. It's the battle to see who is not gonna be last. Very nice battle to see as well. 1:19.0 from Roubaix. He's getting more and more comfortable with the car. Going faster and faster. Here is Vic as well. He's doing 120s. 120 his best lap, 21s in average. He's doing quite well as well. Many battles on track at the moment, other than the guys there at the far back. So Oni-chan clocking 22s, 25 and 26 the previous 2 laps. Seems to be struggling with the pace, with the consistency rather. He's got the pace, just not the consistency at the moment. 120 again, improves his time. That's yeah, the clock is not showing. 20.8 is a very good time. That's almost better than Vic's. Let's see, Pickles is clocking 23. He's somewhat consistent in his lap times. Very nice slide into, it's not turn 1 actually, this is like turn 3, perhaps, well, the S's, the entry of the S's. Very nice sideways approach. And here the battle at the back. Oh no! I was gonna say the Funchy was in front of Melon. Melon, I think, almost just collected Funchy there. We're gonna try to see what happened as Vic puts a lap on them. Funchy was recovering quite well, did a 29 even. He's really improving himself. So here in the big, oh no, over rotated the car. Over-rotated the car and then couldn't bring it back. Had to bring it to a stop. Fortunately, he did not reverse into Robey. I think Malin may have given him a love tap there. Punchy very aware there of Robey coming. Managed to avoid Robey. Now we have, oh no, Funchy's really struggling, but he's still in front of Malin. Malin spun again. Like I said, this battle here at the back, who's not going to be last, is proving to be more interesting than the guys up front. Way to go, guys. I'm not gonna set a prediction for who's gonna be last because that's mean. But you guys watching there, who you think is gonna come out at the back or who's not going to be at the back? Better way to put it. Let's go check on Robey. As we approach the halfway point in this race, he is flying with a 1:19.0 as best time, averaging 20. He just did another 19, 1:19.199 the time in lap 7. So he's in 4th gear. 4th gear, very interesting. Trying to get less wheel spin. Let's see how he does. The wide corner, the big right-handed. See if he's winning 5th gear or 4th like it was. Maybe I had too much wheel spin there, and that was costing me time. He's doing this one in 4th gear, so he seems to be a gear up. Versus me, pretty much everywhere. So here he's in 4th as well. Very interesting. So let's see Oni-chan how he takes this corner. Long right-hander in 5th gear. It's a little bit too wide though into the grass. You can drive on the grass, not a problem, but it's a little bit more slippery. You lose a little bit of traction there. It might not be the best thing to do all the time. Sometimes it works, it helps you rotate the car, but not on corners like that one. Second off his best lap. So Pickles has got 1 minute over Malin. Wow, that's a lot of time. And now Funchy, 37 seconds behind. I don't know what happened to Funchy, but I think his win in the battle against Malin, battle for last place. It's not over yet. Still got 8 more minutes to go. 8 more minutes to go. I think after 40 minutes in the dirt, these guys are surely gonna become much better drivers. Because learning how to control the car in these conditions will help you in a lot of other places, such as racing in the rain. Oh no, Melon caught that. That was Funchy. Going through the S's there now to the back straight. They had 3 very bad laps in a row.
Very tight in the jumps this time though. Jumping straight, but oh no, late on the brakes. Here's the wall on the outside. Robe is coming through to put a second lap on Funchy. Funchy is still on lap 8. Robe is on lap 10. I think it's gonna be 14, 15 laps race. Master class of driving here in the dirt. But truth be told, so to Vic. Vic's not that far behind, and he got himself a 19.5 as well. So Vic is fighting back as much as he can. Some serious improvement there from Vic. Over the years, over the seasons, on tarmac, but also here on dirt. Some of the Australian guys yesterday were a bit surprised with his pace. Let's go on board here a little bit with Vic. One of the beauties of rally, 200 kilometers an hour. Wrestling with the car like this on dirt over jumps. You know, it's fair enough that Formula 1 you go 300 kilometers per hour, you know, but you have so much aero and the tires meant to grip as much as possible. You know, it's different. It's a different type of challenge. I think this one here, you know, 160. How many of you normally do 160 kilometers per hour or 100 miles an hour on a normal road? Now imagine doing this on gravel with jumps sideways. It's just out of this world. Rally driving is not easy at all. Fourth gear for Vic through the asses as well. Interesting. You can hear the RPM very low here in that part. So the trick here seems to be avoiding unnecessary wheel spin. For those here in the broadcast, try to avoid wheel spin, guys. Mello now with 40 seconds over Funchy. Funchy just improved his time to 27. A respectable time there, 27. Actually, that's what I was doing, isn't it? Yeah, so now Funchy and I could go side by side in the race. Just need to keep the consistency up a little bit. Most people in Gran Turismo community don't like to drive rally. They just even, it's there, but they're just like, I don't like. They never tried sometimes. They don't even bother trying. But honestly, it makes you a much, much better driver. You will learn how to control the car better in case of loss of traction. And like I said as well, if it's raining, you learn a lot from driving here off-road, because you have to fight with grip constantly in the rain. I think you still have a lot less grip in the rain than you have here on gravel, but the point remains. You can still transfer some of the skills as Robe is about to put a lap on Ricardo Pickles, P4 driver. Oh, that was super close. Managed to avoid the back of Pickles. Super tight. Let's go on board with Pickles a little bit. We barely looked at him today. It's right there in the middle of the pack. goes a little bit wide, and Malin was very close as well, but I think Malin is a lap behind. You see Malin in the background there spinning. Yeah, Malin is on lap 12. Pico's on lap 13, yes. So he's right behind, but he's one lap behind. So not a threat. How's Onichan doing? He's 40 seconds off the back of Robe with a 120. He did have a few moments there, 26 and a 28. But mostly consistent. Mostly consistent Onichan. It's good to see. Let's go to almost 3 tenths purple in sector 1. That's impressive. If only he could keep that up throughout the lap. On board with him as he's chasing Punchy. I think the wind direction has changed a little bit. It's more going towards it's a east wind, because you call the wind from the direction that it comes from, not the direction that it points to. Some east wind, and that affects a little bit the dust. You can see. Let's go to Punchy. Just because I wanted to see the dust. Punch doing some really big inputs on the wheel. Needs to be a little bit less inputs, Punchy, like smaller inputs to correct the car. These big inputs, that's what upsets the balance and what upsets the car. As Robe comes across the finish line to open lap 15. 30 seconds to go. He opens another lap, and I think only the top 3 drivers maybe will be able to get into this lap. So there is Vic and Onichan as well, also into lap 15, as Onichan is now putting another lap on Evil Melon. Let's go up there to the front. Coach Robe through the back straight. Actually, he's about to finish the race. Hits the wall a little bit there. Uncharacteristic mistake from the boss, but it does not matter, because he will take the win here in Sardegna Windmills in the first race of the day, ahead of Tricky Vic, who's taking P2. Onichan a little bit further back, coming around the big wide right-hander. Ricardo Picles has already crossed the finish line in P4. A few laps behind. We lost Funchy. I'm not sure what happened there, but we lost Funchy towards the end. Less than 1 minute left to go there. There comes Onichan in P3. And the only man left to cross the finish line, the Evil Malin. Returning after sitting out 1 week with a severe back pain. He's not doing too bad here. 27. Oh no! Just because I said not doing too bad, smashes in the wall. There is Madeline. Coach Robe with the win. The first win of the day here in Sardegna Windmills. Let's get the replay and let's give a minute before I change the settings, because if I change too quickly they cannot save the replay themselves. What a race there from Coach Robe and Vic. Drain energy Funchy. Yeah, it's heavy work handling these cars. It's very physical. I don't know what is your force feedback setting, but it can be quite physical to race here with these cars. Right, reverse grid. Let's Get the drivers ready. All of them entering the track. 10-2-10, I have no idea what that means, mate, because I don't have a wheel. But is that a lot or not? And he's still sweating, so so that 2 probably means that it's not a lot of power, I guess. Very soft force, I see. Yeah, it's just very physical. It sounds like a proper workout. Nicole is saying yes. Try to lower. Try to reduce the input of the wheel, mate. I could see on your onboard too much steering, like too sharp steering, trying to correct the car, and that's what causes the spin. Ready up, please, guys, so I can set the grid in order. Right, Punchy, you coming back? We're gonna wait for the minis. Yes, Warrior, not giving up. So Funchy will start up front, followed by Evil Melon, Ricardo Pickles, Oni-chan, Tricky Vic, and 3 times champion Robe. I hope everybody is ready. We are all in order. No, TCX is extra dang on dirt surface. Trust me, TCS is worse because you are not able to slide with TCS. It's gonna cost you a lot of time, like a lot of time. I mean it. It might prevent, you know, like you might get more grip on the straights, but on the corners, it really slows you down because you cannot keep the wheel spinning to get that nice slide. So no good. Ready to race? Let's go. Heat 2. Welcome to Sardegna Windmills, ready for Heat 2 in the KTM division. Punchy starting up front in this reverse grid with Coach Robe starting at the back, waiting for the green lights. Here they go. Punchy starting there with traction control, very clever. As all the drivers come super close here in the first few corners. Ooh, Robe a little bit too brute there, smashing Funchy into the wall. Gonna have a look at the replay there later. We got Vic with a very good start and Robe chasing right behind. Unfortunately for Funchy, got pushed there to the back of the pack after that contact. Robe now is gonna have to try and get past Vic. Let's go on board here. You can see the difficulty in visibility. Depends on what camera you use. Some people drive in this camera here, the bumper. Actually, it's not too bad here because it's a headwind. But with tailwind, it's a lot more dust. You can't really see where you're going here, isn't it? Robe trying to go around the outside. No space just yet. He's battling with Tricky Vic for the lead here. Robe on the inside. They go side by side over the jump. Robe manages to edge Vic a little bit into turn 1-2 there. Goes a bit deep into the S's. Little contact. I think that's Robe confirming his position in the lead of the race. Further back here we have Ricardo Pickles holding on to P3. Oni-chan in 4th. Malon in the wall in 5th. and Punchy right behind there. Let's see what happened there. At the start of the race, we are with Punchy here. Don't see anything behind. Yeah, Robbie comes a little bit too brute there. We missed the braking point in turn 1. It's just Melon flying past Punchy. That's looking very, very nice there. Lap 2. Oh no, no! Contact, both cars out of the track there. Punchy, gentleman, allowing Melon back up front. Fair play there. Back up front, a 19.9 for Robe. And a 21.2 for Vic in lap 2. Ricardo Pickles is holding his weight here against Oni-chan now, the two VR drivers. Oh, Oni-chan goes really wide. Bring the car back now. He went really, really wide. Just saw the handbrake light pop in there in the HUD. A little bit of handbrake trying to rotate the car. So the battle again between Punchy and Melon is gonna go the whole race. Both of them struggling here through the S's. Like I said, Punchy tries smaller wheel inputs. I think will help you more. Very, very tight, like on the tip of the fingers, you know, like holding the wheel to counter steer. If you counter steer too much, you're gonna whip the tail. You don't want to do that. There through the corner. He's going half throttle there as well. Trying to reduce the wheel spin. Yeah, he's learning quick. Big challenge to the other GR3, GR4 drivers. I want to see you guys doing this. Back to the front there, Robe opening the gap to Vic, up to 2 seconds. It's not a big gap. Vic still in the battle for the win. Any small mistake from Robe and Vic is ready to pounce. Robe doesn't make mistakes often, but it can happen. Oni-chan and Ricardo Pickles. Let's go on board here with Oni-chan. And some dust in the face. Pretty much what he's saying because he's driving with the headset. You would even have a little bit of this turning the eyes using the stick. It's a bit difficult to do that with the stick. Wish we could see the VR angle for this. Look how much dust you have. It's very difficult. Keep the visibility. Oh, very close between the two there. Avoids contact on each end. Both these drivers here with the VR and the wheel. So they both have very similar views. That's what can Pickle see? Cannot really see on each end in his left mirror. Oh, he can now. Looks back. That's what he can see. Right mirror. Side by side here through the bend. Very nice battle between these two drivers as well. Very similar in pace here on dirt. Oni-chan on the inside gets the pass. Just trying to fight back a tiny bit of contact between the two there. They're both keeping it as clean as they can here in this dirt track. dust everywhere. The visibility is really poor. You can barely see Pickle's car or whoever's behind there in the cloud of dirt and gravel. One thing that they should have added to this game here would be really nice. I'm not trying to sound like one of those guys that complains about this game not being complete enough, you know, but the gravel flying and hitting the car behind. If you could add that, I think it would be super cool. It would make it add another extra depth to the realism of this game. And the guys at the back here, Funchy and Malon, still battling. They're still at it. Funchy clocking 27s there. They're both much more consistent. Way to go, guys. Good up. Fighting for last. We have 3 battles here of sorts. Pickle's now losing a little bit to Onichan. Onichan managed a 4 seconds gap, and Vic is only 3.5. Vic now with the fastest lap of this race, a 19.902. Vic is flying, trying to catch up with Coach Robe, who's now caught up with Funchy. And Melon as well, I would guess. Punchy throwing himself out of the way. Does not want to bother the big boys here. Where is, how far behind is Vic? Now, has he passed Punchy yet? I think he has. No, he hasn't. He's 3 seconds behind. You can see Vic here. Vic is on the controller, Robe as well. I think everyone else in this grid is on the wheel. Purple in sector 1, 4th gear, very low RPM through these corners, as you can see. Avoiding wheel spin as much as he can. And he's gained a few seconds on the coach. Robe probably went a little bit wobbly in those in the S-bends. Let's see when he goes over the sector here. Should be red by quite a bit. Only 2/10 actually. It's not bad at all. While Vic is going 3/10 down. So it's not Robe going slower. That's Vic going much quicker. I think Vic is in the mood here. Lost a little bit, but still 1.2 down in time. Still purple, passing Evil Mallow now. It's gonna be another lap record. Here comes Vic, he's looking like so. Oh no, he lost in the final sector. Ah, shame. That was such a good lap from Vic. Robe going in 3rd gear here. The gap is going down. 2.4, 2.2 now. Vic is chasing. Vic is chasing big time. Can he take the second? Can he take heat 2 here? Vic is pushing to the absolute limit. The gap is going down massively. Onichan also going purple in sector 1. And the gap to Pickles was going down. It's gone back up. Let's go back to Vic there. Could hear the noise of the purple sector. The gap is 2.2, 2.3. Still purple, but I think he made a mistake there. Went a little bit too wide. And the gap is now 2.6. Yeah, definitely lost 2/10 in there. I think here racing the dirt, tiny mistake costs a ton of time. Robey into the 20s still. Yeah, 4/10 up on lap time there for Vic. Still got the fastest lap of the race. I'm not sure if the fastest of the day. I don't remember Robey's time in race 1. Let's see our friends at the back. Funchy now 8 seconds, 9 seconds behind Melon, but not too far back this time. Funchy is much quicker than he was in race 1. I hope the tips there that I gave over the broadcast helped him. He's also feeling a little bit more comfortable in the car. He's now right in front of Oni-chan. Oni-chan does not want to lose too much time trying to get past Funchy. Funchy throws himself out of the way again. As Pickles now falls 8-9 seconds behind Oni-chan. They were very close at the start of the race, keeping very close good battle for the first half of the race, or first quarter at least. Then Pickles started to lose a little bit of performance. Had one very bad lap there in the previous lap at 28 in the last lap. It'll cost him 4 seconds at least, while Oni-chan has been improving. He had a 27 there as well, the same lap that Pickles had a bad lap. Oni-chan had a bad lap as well. Vic seems to have lost a little bit. Well, actually, in fact, there is Coach Robey with a 19-0. 19-0 from Robey, so taking 9/10 of Vic's lap time. So the coach here now putting the foot down, really pushing. He wants to take a win on both races, I guess. 7 seconds gap, the gap's gone up. Funchy has gone to the pit. I'm not sure what happened there to Funchy. He's stopping on the outside. You cannot actually do a pit stopping here. I think mechanical failure to his car, or maybe to his arms there after too much counter steering. Pull the car on the side. There's someone really excited. They are like cheering for Funchy on the side. Look at the crowd shouting his name. Maybe Funchy got off the car there to sign some autographs as well. What happened to the camera? Oh yes, Madden's coming. Really drained. I believe you, man. I believe you. This is a hell of a workout. You can skip the gym tonight. Pushing there, and Pickles now 20 seconds off Oni-chan. Oh no, flat spin for Pickles. Everybody that is not Vic or Robey seems to be struggling here today. Gap's gone down a bit, 6 seconds down, so that means that Vic will be gaining a bit of time, perhaps. We have 3 minutes left for this race. Nicole 11 saying well done so far there to Funchy. I think just finishing this race is an achievement in itself. Oh, look at Robey sideways over the jump, hits the wall there on the grass. You see, even Robey makes mistakes. up there. I was thinking about putting a penalty for hitting the wall on this race, but I think that would have been a little bit too harsh. People would spend more time paying penalties than actually racing. Just funny how when it's a nations race, you can have BOP and you can have damage on dirt tracks, but when it's lobby, you can't. Seriously, Polyphony Digital, what the hell is wrong with you guys? You know, like, why don't you just allow the whole thing everywhere? Why do you have to have these stupid limitations? But anyway, for the race, the next race you're just gonna be watching. No worries, mates. No worries. We've got too much miles to learn race in the dirt surface. Well, you'd be surprised how much different it is to race the Mini if you want to at least warm up, just so you get a hang of it. It's much more enjoyable. Yeah, racing off-road is a challenge. If you want to have a good laugh, or maybe go proper crazy and pull your hair out, try a maxed out KTM on this track. I tried it. It's not fun. Not fun at all. Way too much power. I think the KTM's got like 290 odd horsepower base. You can get close to 500 if I remember well. 500 horsepower at like 600 kilos. Almost the glorious 1-to-1 ratio. But on rear-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive. Coach Robe catching up with Ricardo Picles. Oh no! Pushes Pickles out of the way! Robe the bulldozer. Pickles ends up spinning. As we approach the final moments of this race, can Robe open another lap 15? It's very close. The gap to Vic has gone down significantly. Vic did a 19.6, so a 3 times improvement there for Vic. 5 seconds to go. I don't think they're gonna open another lap here. They are in lap 15 already, and that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Robe won Heat 1 and is going to win Heat 2 as well. Coach Robe with a double win today, ahead of Tricky Vic there, sounding the horn to celebrate, and Oni-chan coming around now. He's gonna take P3, exactly the same results in both races actually. Here comes Oni-chan over the small jumps, right and small left to take the checkered flag in third place. Just missing Funchy now. He's there sitting on the side, still signing autographs on the side. You can see the guy in green jacket and red cap. Super happy to have Funchy there signing the autograph. And there's the other guy in the green jacket with the camera. Does not stop taking photos there. There's the people behind don't seem to be too interested in the race. I'm not sure where they're going, but the crowd there absolutely thrilled with this race. I hope you guys watching were as well, because it was a hell of a race. Coach Robe taking both of them with time of 19.0 I think in both races. Very good performance. Vic also huge improvements compared to 2 years ago. Almost keeping up with the coach, but not just enough. Coach Robe with the double win. Let's get the replay and race results for you one more time on screen. That is Robe with the win, followed by Tricky Vic and Onichan. Same results as race 1. Funky saying here, it's like struggle to tame Nürburgring North Side 24 hours in the grassroots class. I come from GT3 cars, but 5 times harder on dirt. Yeah, well, Nürburgring as well is a different challenge. It's a bit of a roller coaster. I'm not great in there either. I go off track a lot, but my thing personally, I think I'm adaptable because I like rally so much. And rally in Gran Turismo, you have the same track over, so you do laps. But if you play like dirt rally or most other rally stuff, it's point to point. So you need to adapt. You don't really know what's coming. You don't do the same thing twice. Well done again to Coach Robey with the win. We're going to have a quick break, and when we are back, we will have the Mini VGT division. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back shortly. Welcome back to Rallycross GT. It's time for the Mini Countryman VGTs to take to Sardegna Windmills in reverse. Round 5 of Rallycross GT Spring Series. My name is Kurt Dunninger, your host for today. Coach Robey taking the double win there with the KTMs. Masterclass of driving in the dirt, but Vic was punching quite hard in there as well. He had the fastest lap at a point, but he's now in his native Mini VGT division, and this car is a pocket rocket. It's a bullet on this track. Super fast, and well, it's four-wheel drive after all, so much easier to handle than those pesky KTMs. Socrates here in doing some warm-up as well with his regular livery. Let's see what time he's doing. 16 at the moment. I think all the drivers in this division here, they are more used to driving off-road than the guys in the KTM. Ricardo Pickles with his Itasha Mini going sideways. He's out lap still. Huge suspension travel there in the Mini over the jump, you can see. Do not expect the suspension to go that high on this car. There, and Don Mitsako's just sitting in the pits. I think this is going to be a four-man race today. These four gentlemen here never let us down, always here to put up a hell of a show for you guys watching. You guys in the broadcast as well, you guys are absolute gents. Big shout to all of you here watching this race. Someone else joining the room there, I think might be my Portuguese friend. He was trying to join earlier on. Let's see if he can join. If he can, and if he's willing to race, he can. He's another one from Team Drunken Performance Rally Team. Seriously fast guys. Funch is saying, I remember playing V Rally 2 and V Rally 3 long time ago. Different era really, but fun to drive those cars. I never played V Rally. I used to play Sega Rally on the arcade, and that was the coolest shit ever when I was a teenager. Fuck that. Even as an adult, we had a Christmas party at work a couple of years ago, and they had a Sega Rally machine. Like, well, all the guys, the lads there, well, it's in the UK, the guys love drinking. The guys just smashing on the beer. I spent all my time there with the Sega Rally machine. So much fun. Let's get ready for qualifying. Unfortunately, my Portuguese friend cannot join the room. Must be some compatibility issues. Welcome to Rallycross GT. It's time for qualifying for Heat 1 of the Mini Countryman VGT division here in Sardegna Windmills. 4-man on track, but this 4-man, they have very similar pace, so I'm expecting them to be super close in this race. This car is also four-wheel drive, much easier to handle than the KTMs. So it shouldn't be as exhausting for them. Funky here is saying that just get some knowledge how to adapt on snow, ice, dirt surfaces. Yeah, slowly learning in 2008, 2009. If you have, I'm not sure if you got when it was free on the PlayStation Network, Dirt 5 is very arcadey. I know it's very arcadey, but it's good fun to learn how to control the car going sideways. For some reason, the cars handle like shit on tarmac. It's much easier to control the cars on gravel in Dirt 5. Don't ask me why, but it is what it is. Or if you have Dirt Rally 2.0 as well, then you're gonna see what is a hell of a workout driving, especially in your native Argentina. That is the worst rally stage that they have in the game. It's so challenging, especially I think is El Condor, one of the rally stages. It's yeah, if you can survive that stage, you are a warrior. I do have Dirt Rally. I should maybe do one day live broadcast of Dirt Rally 2.0. Bring our good old friend Harley Art back. Poor guy doesn't have GT7 yet. He's a master in Dirt Rally. Vic doing a good time here so far. Hoonigan dressed Dom Itzaco struggling a little bit over the jump. Sideways there on the bend, the right hand bend. Talking about those little things that look weird in this game. It's a little bit too much dust flying while the car is driving on grass, isn't it? I mean, I know you have the dirt that goes from the track onto the grass, but it shouldn't be that much dust on the grass. Because if you can lose the grip that much, they could make the mechanic where there's different amounts of dust coming off. Maybe. And Dom Itzaco sets the pole position here with a 14.8, beating Tricky Vic. That was slightly unexpected, I think, even for Vic himself. It's going to be a nice battle during the race. Socrates is going a little bit too wide here in the S's. He's got a 17.1 time. And Ricardo Pickles, he had an excursion to the pits early on. Completely sideways here with a Mini, more than he would have liked perhaps. Struggling to tame the power of this pocket rocket, this Mini Countryman VGT. Snazberry, hey, joining the chat here. Welcome to Rallycross GT. You came in just in time here to see the qualifying for the minis. The KTM race was proper crazy. This one here promises to be very quick, because Vic is now, can he improve his time? Yes, mild improvement by 0.2, but Dom Itzaco is to 0.6 up, and actually he improves even further, 1 second gap over Vic. Dom Itzaco with a 14.4 time. He is flying. He's going 0.3 quicker in the first sector, but then clips the wall. He's going to lose a little bit of time. Socrates with some improvement as well, 16.2, going too wide there, too deep in the S's, losing time. Meanwhile, Pickles only with a 120. Ouch. Snazberry, hell yes, something different than dailies and metas. Yeah, man, we don't do the usual stuff here in Rallycross GT. So this is a racing series that I've been running for just over 2 years now. I think started at the end of 2020 when we started running Rallycross GT, and this started as intentionally, well, we wanted to be something like Rallycross. We're moving a little bit away from that in this season with the sprint series, but we wanted to be something that looks like Rallycross and something that is not GR3, GR4. I'm sick and tired of GR3, GR4 everywhere. So we were racing GRBs. And then we had a few things with road cars as well. Dom Itzaco is improving his time even further. He is flying. So Snazberry, would be awesome to have you join us at some point in the future as well. We have 2 more rounds to go in the next couple of weeks. Next week will be Dragon Trail Gardens in the rain. Hopefully, if the game mechanics don't mess us up. And then in 2 weeks' time is Interlagos, the final round of the season before the playoffs. Let's see the qualifying stands here. 14.4 for Domisakos, 15.4 for Vic, 16.2 for Socrates, and 20.0 for Ricardo Pickles, struggling a little bit. Vic saying don't shorten his gearing, I believe. Well, mate, no one said that tuning was not allowed in here, that we just try to prevent tuning specifically of parts, especially by capping the PP, because I didn't want people putting, you know, turbos or racing transmission and that kind of stuff. But if you want to change your transmission, mate, help yourself. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do here to prevent that, or other than asking people nicely, hey, please don't do that. But you know how it is. Snazbear saying, I'm working on a series that requires cars to be equipped with dirt tires and are fully modified. Well, this series here, both cars that we are racing, the KTM and the Minis, they are eligible to dirt tires. So let me know what you're doing. Depending on time zone, day of the week, I might be interested in joining as well, or even commentating. Who knows? Where are you based, Snazberry? Which side of the world are you? Is it Sunday or Saturday where you are? Here in Japan, it's Saturday 10:14 in the morning, or Central US. Sorry, it's Sunday, Sunday morning. Central US. Okay, so you're in the same time zone as Evil Melon, who was racing with us earlier today. Vic saying hold on. Okay. So yeah, Rallycross GT, we usually race at this time of day. We start about an hour ago. Saturday night there for you. Yeah, we usually race at this time of day on our Sundays, your Saturdays. Sometimes we race on Saturdays as well, depends. Now Vic is ready, saying C, let's go. Time to race. Welcome to Rallycross GT. It's time for the Mini VGT division, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse here, ready to throw some dust and gravel in the air. Domisak to the pole position, starting up front. The revs are in the maximum, and here they go. Slightly slower reaction there from Socrates as they come piling up here into turn 1. Socrates managed to get the best of Vic there, loses the car though into the S's. Vic manages to jump back into P2 as Ricardo Pickles trying to push Socrates out of the way. It's a lot of dirt here, you can't even see the cars. Fortunately they have the headlights on. Domisakos leading this one. Left hand there with Vic holding himself in second place, with Socrates really close behind. Unfortunately we do not have onboard camera, but you can see, change of positions here, but you can see how hard it is to see with the dust in here. Fortunately they have a little bit of tailwind now, so blowing the dust away. You can see how long train of dust is. Very difficult for Socrates to see anything in there like this. They're super close over the jump. A little bit of contact perhaps, I'm not sure. Socrates is really turning the car a bit too much here in this for that one corner, for the entry of the S-bend. Vic was suggesting that perhaps Don had shortened his gears. Could be, I don't know. We're just trying to prevent people from putting parts on the cars here on dirt, since BOP is not enabled. It's not allowed even, because PD ate too much wasabi when coming up with what you can or can't do in lobbies. Vic's keeping as close as he can. Socket is now falling back a little bit, and Ricardo Pickles dancing sideways, zigzagging with his Mini full of anime girls. Snazberry saying that he runs his competition on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays almost every day, and then Saturday and Sunday. So you guys have quite a lot of days. Might get in touch. Are you on our Discord, Snazberry? I have no problem with you advertising your stuff there in our Discord. We do have a few American guys in there. They might be willing to join. Who knows? I'm just gonna put here. Oh, you just race, so it's just lobbies. Oh, that's awesome. Just lobbies. That's good stuff. Here are our links, mate. If you want to join our Discord and drop your link there in the Gran Turismo channel, help yourself. Maybe you can find some crazy people that are available those time of days to join and race with you guys. We have Pecos here, who is in Canada, so it's a friendly time zone for him. We have some guys in Brazil and Argentina as well. Might be willing to join. Some American drivers as well. With the fastest lap so far of 14.616. Keeping up with Don Mitsakos. The gap remains 1 second, and Socrates here remaining 1.8 behind, so there's 3 drivers. Very similar pace, 14.8 there for Socrates. We'll see how much he rotates the car here in this the first leg of the S's. I think he's rotating too much, and that's costing him a little bit of speed. He's almost doing a reverse entry, and in this game at least that doesn't work. In Dirt Rally 2.0 I heard that reverse entries in the Rallycross tracks such as Hell in Norway, that's the best way to tackle those. Vic is closing in. Let's go on chase cam here. A lot of dust in his face. How sideways the cars go here. You can see this is the drone camera. 1.5 second gap, going up a little bit. Over the jumps. Closing in. Little mistake from Don perhaps, but Vic as well goes a bit too deep in the corner. There's 3 drivers actually super close. The mini regulars going for it. How is Pecos doing? Because he's 15 seconds behind. He's got into the 19s now. That's a solid improvement for Pickles. Needs to push a little bit harder to be challenging enough in this race. Back to the front. The gap remains very stable here. So last lap was a 14.7. from Don, so his personal best, but not the fastest lap of the race. Vic did a 15.1 and Socrates a 15.5, but they're all bang on the same pace, half a second between them. A mistake from Don. Vic is super close in the slip. Let's go back to this camera again. Let's actually go to the hood camera. Pretend that you were driving. Goes on the outside. Look at that move from Vic around the outside. Can he complete the move? No, he can't. A little nudge on Don side by side again. Vic is on the outside, but Don gets the best of it. What a move there from Vic, trying to go around the outside, could not complete it. Don and Vic side by side through the S's. What a battle. We're gonna try to check the replay later on because they're super close and we might have a bit more of these. Because now Socrates, less than half a second behind Vic. He's catching up. So that's the kind of stuff that you see here in Rallycross GT. No daily races, no manufacturers, no regular shenanigans. We like to do different things here, and when you say different, I really mean it. You're gonna see different cars, different race formats, different rules and everything. We don't do racing tires, we don't do slicks here either. Everything that we do is on sports tires, at least. We might do some stuff in comfort later on. That's for another day. Ricardo Pickles coming over the jumps there. He's not driving bad. I mean, he's very tidy and not making, not hitting the wall or anything. Getting to the 17s now. Get in there, Pickles. Get in there. 17s. Good time. It's just that these other guys are so bloody fast. Okay, Don going 3/10 quicker now. 3/10 quicker against Vic's time. Trying his best there as well against Socrates. The gap's up to 1 second now. Sports are DOT approved R compounds. What does that mean, DOT? I think, you know, some cars just can't go with slicks, it just doesn't work. As we get Socrates here getting really close to Tricky Vic side by side here. Through the after the jump, they go side by side again. Through the S's, Vic goes a little bit too deep and loses the position. He's gonna try to get it back. Very nice overtake by Socrates. Vic's gonna try to fight back here through the back straight. Loads of dust in his face. Looks like he's almost side by side. Trying to find a space here, maybe through the big right-hander. There he goes, got the inside, and that is Vic up to P2. A little bit of contact there. Not as bad as Bulldozer Robe there with the KTMs. Wasn't the cleanest passes that we've seen here today. DOT, Department of Transit in the US, IC, so you can run sports tires on the road, I guess. That's what you mean. That's nice to hear. Here in Japan, you do see a lot of tuners, and not necessarily with stock tires either. In fact, I saw an SUV or Jeep-like vehicle with proper off-road tires, but on road. That was pretty interesting to see. Let's go bumper camera here with Sock Art of Driving. Driving here. Oh, look at that contact! I think there was a little bit of latency problem there. I thought he had cross behind Vic, then ended up clipping. Let's go to the replay and see what happened there with this camera. So Vic goes to the left. Ah, they go inside each other. Yes, definitely latency. We know Socrates' internet is a little bit you know, to say the least. And things like that happen. We've lost Pickles, struggling with pace there, halfway through the race. This is a three-man race, and these three men, they are super close. Socrates now at least has got clean track. He can push as hard as he can, try to catch up with Vic again. Vic is also now 5 seconds behind Don, probably after that little contact there, lost a little bit of time. Don has been clocking 15, 15, 15, while Vic's got a couple of 16s in here. So DOT approved means that the tires have got threads on them. I see. So it's not like full slicks. Race tires do not have threads on them and are not allowed on public roads. I see. Yeah, mainly because you know, the grip levels are completely different. And if it rains, you know, as we know here from playing Gran Turismo, if you get a little bit of rain on slicks, you will go spinala. So that makes a lot of sense. Sports tires, they're good stuff. I've seen some people doing races here in Gran Turismo. Imagine like you get a regular Miata, you know, like it would be like N200 in GT Sports, like something with less than 200 horsepower, and you put racing softs on it. It's just pathetic, you know, there's not enough power for it. It's like driving on rails, like Sky Electrics. It's no fun, no challenge. It's like some cars you should race on comfort, like Toyota Cup starting tonight, isn't it? That they have the Hachirokus, the AE86, Trueno, and the 11 on comfort mediums. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's the tire that those cars are meant to be driven on. You need to fight with the car a little bit, otherwise it's just too easy. It's no fun, no challenge. Speaking of challenge, these guys here, you know, Rallycross GT, old timers and regulars, they love the challenges that we have here for them. Next week we're gonna have Dragon Trail Gardens in the rain. I'm hoping that it will be absolutely pissing down, proper rain. It's not gonna be torrential rain, so it's not gonna get into the blue marker of water on the track, but they're gonna have to control their throttle quite a bit on sports tires in the rain. So make sure to tune in next week, or if you would like to race, you're welcome to join as well. Don Mitsakos there is still in the fastest lap of the race from Vic with a 14.2. We have 5 more minutes to go. Vic is losing a little bit of pace. Socrates as well. He's blocking 17s now after that spin. Maybe he lost focus. Oh, clipped the wall there on the entry of the S's. I think Socrates is driving on a G29. Vic is on DualShock. Don, I'm not sure. I don't know if Don is on controller or Will Robe. If you're watching, let us know. Do you know what Don is driving on? Is he controller or wheel? We have a good mix of hardware here in Rallycross GT. We had 2 drivers on VR headsets. One of them with a Trustmaster DD as well. In the KTM division, we have Robe himself driving with on the D-pad, Square and X, like old school Gran Turismo controls, which is quite something actually. You play motion steering. I think you did say that at some point. Motion steering is crazy, man. How do you rest your elbows on something? I think I asked that question before. I should try one day the motion steering. I think Mrs. Rallycross asked one day as well if you could do that. Yes, you can, but I think I would struggle to keep the car pointing straight. Like some other games, like shooter games, that you can use the motion steering to control like projectiles, and I sometimes struggle to keep it going like flying straight, especially because of pitch, like pitching forward and back and up, like up and down. What you have to do with projectiles is a little bit harder to do. In autocross school, they taught us to use our elbows comfortably at the side. I didn't even think about it after a while. I see. Do you know Grove Street Racing, another very popular broadcaster from Gran Turismo? He's usually on YouTube. I do recommend checking him out. Grove Street Racing, without the G at the end, racing without G. He's got a very interesting driving position. He's got the elbows really out when he's turning, and like literally almost like chicken wings to some extent. It's very interesting. Not sure if that's what you mean about how you drive with the elbows. When I drive a car, I keep the elbows more down, but again, I'm driving cars on public roads, not on a racetrack. I don't know much about actual racing techniques. 2 minutes to go here in this race. Heat 1 out of 2. Dom Mitsakus with a comfortable lead now, clocking 14th again. Gap's going up a little bit. I think Vic is losing a little bit of concentration in this second half of the race. 14.6 there, still it's a good time, but it's not his best. Then we have Socrates clocking the 17s there, a little bit further back. These guys, they should be able to open lap 16. Definitely yes. These cars are much quicker than the KTMs. About, give or take, 5 seconds quicker per lap than the KTMs. That's the difference of the four-wheel drive. They're generally quicker as well on tarmac, but much more tire hungry. I would like to do a mixed race between the minis and the KTMs at some point. Both cars on track at the same time, but with tire rules, where the Mini will have to do a pit stop probably because of tire wear, while the KTM won't. I'm not sure about fuel consumption, how different they are. But we know as well that the KTM, staying on the slip of the Mini, you can keep up as well, depending on the driver. 30 seconds to go. We are already in lap 16. Can Don open lap 17? I think is going to be very close. I don't think it's going to be enough. The 3 men remaining here in this race. Ten seconds to go. I don't think that's enough. So that's going to be 16 laps for these guys. Dom Mitsaku is going to take the first win of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Very well done to Don. Taking the first win of the day here in the Mini VGT division, followed by Tricky Vic and Sock Art of Driving falling behind a little bit. But here he comes. Over the jump, right-hander and small left. Across the finish line now in P3. Big cheers to these guys, putting up a hell of a show. And that it is. Dom Mitsaku's cute cat. I think is indeed this is his first win of the season. I don't remember seeing this cat before. Saving the replay. Official results on screen. So Pico's there with the DNF. He was 3 seconds off pace in his best lap. Snazbar is saying, look up packs adjustments. I do that for our series. I'll look it up after the race. And you're sitting on a patio chair, relaxing. That's nice. We have awful weather here in Tokyo since yesterday. It's been raining. It's not raining right now. It's quite cloudy. I don't think I would enjoy sitting out in a chair with this weather. It was pretty sunny earlier in the week though, mid-20s Celsius, so very comfortable weather. Right, reverse grid this time, So that will be Pickles up front if he decides to race. If not, it will be Socrates. Come on, Pickles. We need you, man. Just waiting for the guys to put the car back on track. So just so you see here, the KTM almost 300 horsepower and just under 800 kilos, while the Mini VGT 388 horsepower and just over 1,000 kilos. It is a bullet. Super powerful, and four-wheel drive as well. Let's just see if Pickles will be driving this one. Starting grid should be Socrates, Vic and Don. Just not good enough tonight. No problem, man, no problem. Thanks for joining though. The three guys are ready, so let's race. Welcome to Rallycross GT. It's time for the second heat of the day for the Mini Countryman VGT division. Reverse grid now. Dom Mitsakos taking his first win of the season in race 1. Can he do 2 for 2? Will Vic get this one, or Socrates will take his win? Here there goes a very good start from Vic on the outside, trying to make the pass on Socrates already. Over the jumps they go, a little bit sideways. Hard in the braking here. Vic gets the pass around the outside. They're still side by side actually. Socrates get the position back. The camera there playing tricks on us. It's still Socrates P1 followed by Tricky Vic and Dom Mitsakos chasing there in P3. Super close they are. There's no onboard camera, but let's go on the hood camera here. Don trying to avoid the dust. The different ways of attacking that corner. These three drivers here had a very similar pace in the first half of the race. Vic around the inside almost got the pass done, but then went a bit wide, hit the wall, lost the position to Socrates, or to Don. Don now a little bit too wide and lost the position back. Very good start of race here with the minis. These three drivers been fighting for positions for the past 2 or 3 seasons, I think. I don't even remember when these guys joined. They've been here with us for quite a while. I know Vic's been here with us longer. Socrates as well. I think Socrates joined us in season 2. Vic as well, perhaps. Don joined in season 3. All these drivers have taken medals home at the end of the championship. Rallycross GT is a free-to-join competition where you do get prizes if you finish in the top 3 at the end of the season. Socrates took silver home last year, season 4. Vic got bronze, his first medal. Don missed out just about, but Don's got a bronze medal from season 3. We had a Greek lockdown in season 3. Robey P1, Socrates P2, Don P3. The Greek squad, as you can see in the back of Don's car. Don's brother, unfortunately, not joining us in Rallycross GT anymore. Had to sell all his racing gear. A nice guy as well. Not very fast, but very nice guy. Oh, contact there between the three drivers. Vic completely lost grip there and slammed on the side of Socrates' car. Bit naughty there. Bulldozer Vic, I think learned from Robey there in race 1. Socrates now falling to the back of the pack. Done with the fastest lap so far, 14.9. It's not over yet. This is lap 3 out of probably 16 laps again. Let's go on chase cam. I think Socrates clipped the wall there. Could be just latency playing tricks on us. You know, one thing that would be really good for Gran Turismo is if they could rent servers, like dedicated servers, like some other games have, like Con Exiles and those different type of game or RPG. You can rent dedicated servers to host your own server. So then there is very little latency between the players of the server. Imagine if we could do that in here, then we would have daily racing quality of connection on lobbies. You know, considering RXGT is free to join and gives out prizes, you know, with the investment that we have on prizes, we could invest in a server instead. How cool would that be? As the race continues, Vic is leading this one. He's improving his lap time. Don Mitsako is super close. Socrates is now starting to lose a little bit of pace. The light is still very low here in Sardegna because it is early morning on track time. It's late morning rather. Still the light is not very like the sun is still behind the mountains. But as the sun goes up, the light should change. You should be able to see the cars a little bit better, and the cars should be able to turn off their headlights. Last lap for Vic, fastest lap of the race, 14.527 against 14.560 from Don, so both of them same pace. 15.3 for Socrates, slightly further back. At the end of this race, we're going to be opening the lobby for next week's race as well. So Nasberry, if you would like to join as well, want to try it out, see how it is, maybe you can join us next week. Feel free to join the lobby later on. Don't lost a little bit, the gap's gone up to 1.8. It's a shame that we don't have actual onboard camera on these cars. Most VGTs, like the Mini VGT at least, and the Volkswagen VGT, for some reason they don't have the cockpit camera. It's one of the reasons why Ricardo Pickles moved to the KTM division rather than the Mini. He loves the Mini, but he's driving the VR headset, and driving VR from this camera is a bit See how it is to drive kind of on board with this car. I drive on the hood camera, I like it more. Some people prefer this bumper camera. It's okay for P1. What happened? What happened to Don? We were here on board with Vic. Something happened to Don because now Socrates is P2 and Don is 6 seconds behind. So I pulled the replay, but I think we're not going to be able to see. You can see here, he's trying to straighten the car. So probably it was over the jumps. Something happened to Don over the jumps and lost the car and cost him about 5 or 6 seconds in terms of lap time. Disaster for the Greek driver. You keep pushing. It's funny that Socrates and Don, they are cousins in real life. Also, Socrates is an amateur racing driver, and Don is his mechanic, does his setups and so on. When they are racing here, they are proper competitive. We still call them the Greek squad, they're teammates, until they're not. They're proper pushing against each other, trying to beat each other, come in front. It's nice to see them racing like that as well. It's for a nice show. Socrates seems to be enjoying the clean track and maintaining the gap to Don, but unable to close the gap to Vic. Vic now done 14.4 actually. It's gone even quicker. 14.439. 6 seconds gap, going even quicker now. Can get to the 13 seconds mark. Can he break the 14-second barrier? That would be a hell of an achievement. As it comes over grass there, right-hander, small left to cross the finish line, and the time will be 14.2, so he lost a little bit of time in the final sector, actually. He was much quicker in he had like almost 3/10 down previous sectors, but lost a lot of time in the final one. Socrates with the 15.4, Don 15.8, so Don looks like he lost confidence after that spin. Because he's losing time now to Socrates. He was like flying in race 1. I don't have the championship standings in front of me right now. You can see that on our website. But every little point is very important here. Vic is topping the Mini VGT division, but bear in mind we have 4 discard races during the season. So it might not be too bad if it doesn't take the win. Don't getting the overtake done around the inside there on Socrates. Doesn't look like Socrates made a mistake, just that Don is recovering his confidence. But now there's 10 seconds behind Vic, and Vic's got 14.2. Well, yes, we did see that lap actually. 14.2. So really improving his time and increasing the gap. I think it will be very difficult for either of these guys to catch up. Socrates was a bit too wide there, clips the wall on the outside. So it will be really difficult for them to take those 10 seconds in the next 6 laps. Don and Socrates side by side in the back straight. It's gonna make for some great photos after the race. I have a lot of photos to take this week as well. Some from the Master of the Elements challenge that we ran yesterday with Just the Atom, very popular streamer here from this side of the world, hailing from New Zealand. I have photos from that one and from this race as well. Look at this, both drivers side by side with the big long right-hander. Socrates is P2, now he's done. They keep switching positions because they're literally tandem drifting off-road here. I can't do really good drifting on tarmac, but on dirt at least I can sustain the slides quite well. Ah no, Socrates with his spin. Socrates with a spin. Little sound effect there. End up spinning over the jump, falls behind Don again. But these two seem to have lost a lot of confidence towards the second half of the race, because now Vic's got a 20-second gap over them. 20-second gap. Vic's gonna take another win this season. I think he only didn't get wins in Nürburgring, one of the races, and one I think in Fuji. So even with the discards, I mean, when you look at the discards, I think Vic should be perfect. Perfect score over 10 rounds that we will be counting the results for. That would be pretty impressive. I think things in the KTM division are a lot tighter there between Robey and Oni-chan in particular. Soccer is losing control again a little bit, but keeps pushing. As Funchy was saying earlier on there, in the KTM, rally driving is not for everyone. These guys seem to know what they're doing in terms of pace, but lacking a little bit of the consistency. I say the same for myself. I've got pace and skill, I just don't have the consistency. Focus to keep doing the same lap time over and over and over again. Let's go on board here with Socrates. Look at the cloud of dust coming from Don's car. It's really difficult to follow in this game on dirt. Now to Don. Good jump there. 4/10 down in sector 1, but then he goes a little bit too deep in the corner again. I think they are missing the braking point for the S-bends. There are two flags. Let's go with Vic here and I'll guide you guys through it. Let's go one lap on board with Vic. So there's these arches here, these banners. There's a double banner after the start finish line, and on the first banner that was the braking point for the KTM, at least maybe a tiny bit earlier on the minis. Not here. First jump, second small jumps, here the double arches. So here, Vic brakes right before the Sardegna, right on it, and there you go, perfect around the corners, perfect through the S's. It's just enough speed for it to rotate the car, close to the apex, hugging the apex, and go into the back straight in the sequence, the S's and then the back straight. This one here, I cannot get the hang of the braking point and the rotation of the car from this reverse layout. It's got almost half a lap gap now. A little mistake from him, goes a little bit too wide. Yes, Vic makes mistakes as well. Let's see here, the Greek squad. Internal fight. No team orders for these guys. Little mistake there from Don over the jump. Almost lost the car. No team orders here. They're both going for it. Don has won his first race of the season here in Sardegna. We're going to get P3 in this race too. And the lap times are much slower than the potential that they can do. And they really maybe lost a little bit of confidence. It's very important to have confidence in this when you're driving off-road. But as soon as you get a little bit lose focus, you know, you have the lasagna moment, you know, you're driving, what am I gonna have for lunch? Maybe lasagna, and then you crash. You know, so you cannot have lasagna moments here driving on dirt. Any small distraction and you end up in the wall. Very tidy. Oh, very good corner there from him on the inside. Can he get the pass? Yes, he can. Very nice move around the inside, but the next corner is to the left. Socrates might be able to fight back. Yes, Socrates is ahead again. Very good battle between these two drivers, fighting for second place. Both of them, they're going much quicker on sector 1. Socrates almost a bit too tight there for the S. Maybe turned the car in a little bit too soon and lost too much speed. Couldn't get the apex properly. Driving off-road requires a completely different set of skills and mindset than circuit racing. Final lap already. That was quick. Tricky Vic coming across the finish line now to take his first win here in Heat 2. Master of Earth. If you watched the Master of the Elements yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. If not, wait for the replays later on YouTube. Soft Art of Driving or Dominic Cycles. Who's gonna take P2 here? Final few corners now. Socrates got the edge. 2 corners to go. Don't try to go on the switcher route there, but it's too late, and Socrates sideways across the finish line to celebrate. Takes P2 over his cousin Don Mitsakos, but that is Tricky Vic with the win here in Heat 2. Saving the replay, and let's see the official results. 14.2, amazing lap time from Tricky Vic. Socrates and Don super close, both of them. What a race by these guys here. It's not a big grid, but they put up a show as always. You know, that's the beauty here of RXGT, even if we don't have a lot of drivers for various reasons. You know, some people couldn't attend today. You know, the guys that attend still put up a great show. Let's open the lobby for next week's race, which will be Dragon Trail Gardens in the rain. So putting the car on track. Oh, I need to change tires. Sport soft. There you go. Let's see the weather here. It's quite patchy actually. It's patchier than I expected. Disappointed. Your hands are protesting now, Vic. You're a little bit sore. I think I know what Funchy was talking about in the KTMs as well. Now you also see what I was complaining about here, the weather. I was expecting some heavy rain. Look at the radar there, but now if I show you the settings, sorry, not this, I'm expecting some proper rain during the race, but for some reason there's no rain. For some reason the clouds just took holidays. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. That was round 5 of Rallycross GT. Sardegna Windmills. Coach Robey taking the double win, the KTMs. Dom Mitsakos with his first win with the minis, and Vic taking the second race. We now I'm not gonna have lunch, prepare lunch, because I'm starving. Snazberry, thank you for joining here in the chat, man. Thanks for joining the Discord as well. You're more than welcome to join us in the future if you like. We're gonna find someone to raid. Let's go say hello to Manny. I think he's doing the Toyota Cup preparations. Thanks one more time for joining, everyone, and well done all the drivers. And see you guys next week. Let's go say hello to Manny. Leave him a follow as well if you guys can.